How's everyone doing? This video is going to be super short and simple, but one of the biggest change of form factor for Borderlands 4 that we just got confirmation on is going to be tied to the dialogue, the story, as well as the little quips and ins and outs of everything that's going to be spoken about and hinted to during the game. As we know, the Borderlands franchise is known for its humor, and personally, in my opinion, I have never been a fan of it. It doesn't make me laugh. I don't really think, obviously there are certain things that were in the game and in the titles that were funny. They were funny moments, but I do think generally the humor in the Borderlands franchise is just a little too over the top and not really funny to me, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Some call it toilet humor, but I don't know what to call it, to be honest. Recently, we got an update from Sam Winkler, and he described Borderlands 4 as Gearbox's most ambitious game yet. Not only from a dialogue standpoint, a humor standpoint, but just overall from the title itself. And he expressed a lot of excitement about collaborating with talented individuals. As we know, there are a lot of new writers on Borderlands 4, and they're able to announce this now, which is super exciting. Now, in an interview, when he was asked about the game's tone, he did acknowledge the fact that, Borderlands 3 did get a lot of criticism for its overuse of toilet humor per him, and suggested the new installment would take a different approach completely, which I'm super excited about this. Again, guys, I never was really into the humor. I really think Borderlands 3 is a great game overall, and I really do think they could go into more of a serious tone in specific aspects of the title and the franchise, and really create an insane switch to the tone of the worlds as well as the characters. As we know, with Borderlands 4, the Vault Hunters are going to be in cutscenes now. They're going to have their own dialogue, and I really think this change of tone is going to accompany that new style completely. Now, he does say there's not going to be any toilet humor whatsoever in the title, but overall the tone completely is going to be changed. They're not going to reference certain pop culture things as much as they did in the past, and a lot of it is just going to change overall. Now, like I said, this humor is not completely bad, but the abundance of the crude jokes detracted from the overall experience, in my opinion. By dialing this down, this aspect, Gearbox aims to create a more satisfying release that appeals to a broader audience, as well as sets the pace and tone for a little bit more of a serious world this time around. Now, Borderlands 4 will maintain the series' signature humor, but with a more balanced approach, moving away from an over-reliance on toilet jokes. This adjustment reflects Gearbox's commitment to evolving the franchise and responding to player feedback, because as like I said, a lot of players did not like this. Now, there are some things that I will say were great, and certain scenes in the game that I think these jokes worked well, but the overabundance of it really was a burnout in my opinion, and it was just overused. So there are going to be jokes, there's going to be quips, there's going to be goofy things in the title like we know from the Borderlands franchise, but overall this tone and the general setting of the dialogue as well as all the jokes is going to be a more serious approach, and I think this is a fantastic change. I think, again, this is going to help bring in a wider audience for the title and maybe set a new standard for Borderlands and bring it more of a serious approach. What do you guys think about these changes? I really think going down a little bit more of a serious path is really going to put, more of an emphasis on Gearbox as well as the Borderlands franchise. A lot of people who have never played Borderlands came to the title from the movie. The movie did very bad, but a lot of people have never knew of Borderlands, never cared about it, and never played it, and they tried it out, and a lot of people are loving it, which I love. This resurge of players, and all these new people who are getting introduced to the franchise as a whole. If you haven't, I recommend you going back and playing all the titles from the beginning to really understand this world and the lore behind it, because as you guys know, there is so much lore in the Borderlands franchise. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think this is a good change? What kind of humor would you like? What kind of changes would you like to see overall? Thank you guys for checking out the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Our next goal is 10,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you in the community, and as always, stay happy, stay hyped, and good luck looting.